Hello, hello, hello. Hello, welcome back to Venture Starters. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Oh, so great to see everybody. You all look wonderful. And another big crowd. Amazing that you all keep coming back, which is why this community is turning into something quite marvelous. And I attribute all of it to you all. So thank you so much. We're going to let everybody in before we get started with announcements. But I want to thank you all for continuing to come back. It is truly a pleasure to see many of you each week. And for all of you that are new, welcome to our community. We're a great group of people. I am going to mute everybody real quick here. And I just want to remind everybody that the event works best when we're all on mute, except for the people who are talking. So, wow, look at all the people coming in. This is fantastic. All right, so a couple of announcements. I'll get started while we still let more in. We're having a life science focused event this Saturday, November 5th. It's going to start at 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If any of you are in the life science industries, and that includes pharmaceuticals, medical devices, healthcare, really any of the ones that, biotech, please come. And even if you're just interested in watching, you're more than welcome to attend. We actually have more people signed up for this Saturday's event than even our today's event. And it may be because I only do the life science event about once a month. And I've already scheduled the next life science event for December. And if you go to venturestarters.com, not just if you're a life science community person, but for all of our events for the rest of the calendar year, please find them at venturestarters.com. There are going to be 2 breaks. There's going to be a 2-week break around Thanksgiving, and there's going to be a 2-week break during Christmas, New Year's, which, quite frankly, I can use too. And I think all of you could probably also use a break, and because you all keep coming. So, but we will start right up again. And, as long as you guys all keep coming, I'll keep showing up because I love what you all do and what you're trying to create. And I want to be as helpful as possible. All right, we're up to 110 people in the room right now. So I think it's time for us to get started. And it's more important that we hear from others than me. Up first is Woody. Woody Sears, you're our first person to give a pitch. Let's try and keep all pitches to 2 minutes. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Mark. Am I going to be able to share my screen here?
So we only do elevator pitches. It's a great question, which means no sharing a screen. So the whole idea is do this verbally.
All right.
I apologize. Yeah, go ahead.
No worries. So way back when the first iPhone launched, my 3-year-old son was like a moth to the flame of the screen. And I thought if he's going to be spending time with this device, I wanted the content to be something I felt great about as a parent. So we made the first library of narrated kids books. And we went on to build over 200 apps, 14 million downloads, and then got acquired. And my son went on to become one of the top readers in his school. My name is Woody Sears, and I'm the founder and CEO of Autio. Autio all got started with a celebrity meeting, a meeting with none other than Kevin Costner, actor, director, storyteller extraordinaire. And when I sat down with Kevin, I asked him to imagine driving the roads of America and hearing stories of all the cities and towns and landmarks as you pass, almost like a tour guide based on everything you're seeing outside your window. Stories of victory, stories of defeat, all these things that make up our country's history. And so that's what we do. We have built the first GPS location-based tour guide that entertains travelers and educates them as they move about the country. We have stories voiced by Kevin Costner, as well as other favorite voices like Phil Jackson, Chuck Leavell, Georgiana Sanchez, and many others. We have just crossed over 10,000 stories in the US, and they talk about culture, history, landmarks, and our business model is based on subscription. We develop all these stories and then sell unlimited access to our members, and it's $36 a year, and we're converting over 6% of our installs into subscribers. And other traction to date, we've been featured as Apple's App of the Day. We won the Webby Award for Best Travel App, and investors include Cooley, Camping World, AAA, Snapchat, Pasadena Angels, and others. Thank you.
This is a great project, Woody. I remember hearing it before, and it still sounds fantastic. Do we have any questions or comments for Woody?
Woody, first of all, props for all the awesome PR and buzz that you've able to generate. My question to you is like, so what's the ask? Are you looking for capital? Are you looking for strategic alliances? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, right now we're have a fundraise. We're raising $4 million with iHeartMedia Ventures as the lead, and we're looking for an additional $300,000 to close. And so we're taking $100,000 checks from angels, strategics, etc.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else with a quick question? You'll meet people in the chat, Woody. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Awesome. Up next is Michael. Good to see you, Michael.
Hello. I am currently working on building up the early stages of an accelerator focused on games and game-oriented content. We are focusing on the US market because there is basically a gap in the market. There are a lot of accelerators that focus on gaming outside the US market, but we think that there needs to be more support for independent developers in the United States. I have links I've put in the chat. Basically have a landing page put together, so if you would be interested in being a mentor, an investor, team member, cohort member, etc., please get in touch with me.
All right, thank you, Michael. Anybody have a quick comment or question? Then meet Michael in the chat. Thank you, Michael. Up next is Duncan.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. This is a great group. And this invention, this creation that I've done is for the kitchen. It keeps vegetables fresh and fruit out on the table, outside the fridge. We're hiding it in the refrigerator. We're throwing away 40% of our food. That's $120 a month. Every household that is in the United States that's active could be using it and eating better. Only 10% of this population eats the type of recommended fruits and vegetables for their health. And guess what? It totally affected us during COVID, didn't it? Well, this is a way in which having your lifestyle change, your household more healthy and also more powerful in terms of immunity. It's an invention that I came up with when I wanted to make snacks available for my kids outside the fridge when they come home from school. You know, you come in from, especially kids, to the kitchen, they see stuff on the counter, it's fair game, right? Well, get the good food out on the counter instead of having cookies and crackers. They eat the crackers up in 5 minutes, they're hungry again. Vegetables are much better for your health. It also, they end up eating them. I took my son to a bowling alley with 7 guys, put a bunch of fresh vegetables on there instead of pepperoni pizza. Guess what? They ate it up and their energy levels stayed up through the whole evening because they weren't crashing from all the different bad foods, grease and sugars that are generally eaten at bowling alleys. It was an experiment and it worked. So is this invention. Veggiedome is on the chat box. I've given you the website and my link. Link up with me. We're raising $1 million And this is going to spread. We've already made 7,000 of them and sold them. We're really in motion as a company. We want to scale. Thank you very much.
Any questions of Duncan?
Yes, I have a question. This is Duran.
All right.
Hi, Mark. And so it appears that you guys are in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Santa Monica area.
Got it. So I'm in Los Angeles as well. Have you guys raised any capital thus far?
Yes, we have. Over the years, we've been spending the money on the capital raise that we did. We've got all of our IP in place. We've got a utility patent already in place as of last year, which was cool. And so that's why we're ready to scale and move forward. We do need to raise $1 million. We have a letter of interest on the money that is being invested in this next 2 months.
Okay, so what's the actual product? Are you guys selling bowls? I didn't get that.
Yes, it is. It's a kitchen product, and you're right. It's a funny looking kind of bowl that has a lid like a cookie jar, but it uses.
The patent is actually on the utility patent is on the bowl itself.
Yes, on the fact that it allows ethylene gas to leak out the lid, and it contains the moisture from the plants. So that we did to do a science experiment for the USPTO, and we got it.
Great. All right. I want to connect with you. I'm in Los Angeles as well. We have a platform that's launching soon, and this may be of interest. There may be some type of synergy here.
Great, Durlan. I'm old school. I would love to have a cup of coffee with you. Actually, get in the same room.
That's fine. That's what I mean. I'm just sending you my information here so we can connect offline. Excellent.
I really appreciate your response.
All right, Duran, thank you. And Duncan, we're gonna have to move on because that was a little bit long of a exchange. But anyways, meet Duncan in the chat. And before Gail, you do your pitch, for those of you who just recently arrived, if you're planning on pitching, the way to get in the queue is to go to the reactions button and then do the digital hand raise. That puts you into the queue. So since we've had a flurry of people just in the last 5-10 minutes who didn't hear that, wanted to get that in. Gail, you're up next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. As always, very happy to be here at great event. My name is Gael, and I'm the founder of Maoni, a digital bank on a mission to democratize access to credit, regardless of credit score, regardless of income, and mostly at no interest. Last year, after 10 years of experience in management consulting and financial services, I had to take a break from my doctoral research on the future of financial services to focus full-time on this company. Why? Because of the story of a beautiful woman I met. This woman is probably one of the hardest working women I know on this planet. Full-time nurse, single mom of 2, and still have the time to run a cake business on the side. At one point, she needed a loan to go full-time into business. And that was the beginning of her hassles. She went to every single bank, credit union, lender in town and online. They all said, no, we can't give you a loan. Why? Because she didn't have the best credit score. Why? Because she didn't have the best revenue. And today, thanks to her friends and family, she was able to gather enough money to go full-time into business. And now she's running a successful cake business, creating jobs in her community. Just like this beautiful woman, there are 100 million people in the US today that cannot get a loan in the banking system. Why? Because they don't have the best credit score, or they don't have a credit score at all. And just like this woman, they all go to their friends and families to get about, pay those bills, or to start a business. The one main issue that happens when you give a loan to loved ones is that they don't always pay back. That's why we are building Maoni, a digital bank, to allow anyone to access credit. How? By allowing people to give loans to one another, allowing people to even give credit cards to one another, but we make it safer, make it faster, cheaper, and safer. Plus, anytime someone reimburses those loans, we report it to credit bureaus so that can boost the credit score of the borrower. Again, what are we building? A digital bank. What does it do? It allows people to save together, give loans to one another, and even give credit cards to one another. How are we different? We are faster, cheaper, and safer. So far, we built a pretty great prototype, user tested it with hundreds of people. We've launched our first product, which is called Maoni Connect, which allows people to join and start collecting with their friends and families the time for us to release our banking products. And we are currently raising 1 million on a safe note. Valuation cap to be determined, and very open to discussing more with anyone that is passionate about allowing access to credit to anyone on this planet. Thank you very much, and looking forward to any information.
Does anybody have any questions of Gael?
I have a question. Gael, have you raised any capital yet?
We raised a bit from a couple of angels, but not a big amount so far. And we
Okay,
are still in the
and
fundraising process.
have you run a pilot, or have you like tested the product with clients? Do you have any clients?
That's a very good question. So currently on our waiting list, we have more than 200 people already registered. But the prototype we've built, we've already tested it with more than 300 people. So yes to your question.
I might have a contact for you, so feel free to connect after the call.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Anybody
so-
else real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really quickly. So
Yeah.
this is Duran again. Is this a borrow and lending platform?
So this is a digital bank that first gives you a bank account for free and then allows you to save together with your friends, give them a loan.
Oh, I got it. All right, so I got it. So are you familiar with solo funds?
Solo funds, yes. Main difference with solo funds, their loan caps are 1,000, and they only do P2P lending. They have no way to.
So the reason I just want to make it quick so I know Mark wants to move fast. So the reason I ask you that, because this sounds like that when I hear it. And even if your product is different, because they have the mind share now in the venture community, it will be, VCs look for patterns. So if you seem like solo funds, and solo funds has the momentum with the capital raise, the pitch is going to have to be a bit different, because then the question is, why shouldn't we just take this $1 million and put it into solo funds? They've already raised 15 million, and Rodney Williams has proven a lot with Listener, and they got things going. Then I searched the URL Maoni, because I love your name, and I didn't see that Maoni.com.
Yes, so we are redirecting Maoni.com to Millionaire.com. So I'm gonna put that URL in the chat box right now.
So contact me on LinkedIn, because I want to talk to you immediately.
That
Of
was
course.
really good advice, I have to say. Thank you, Duran, for all of your wisdom. We're gonna have to move on. Okay, thank you for the pitch. Next up is Rajiv.
Thank you, Mark. Awesome community. By a show of hands, how many of you would like an additional 5, 10, 20, 30 million in your annual revenue? Show of hands. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of hands, both digital and otherwise. We can help you do it. How? By helping you launch faster and on time and on budget. We have a tool that we developed, took us about 9 to 12 months to develop, and it's finally out, that allows you to launch really fast. Our claim to fame is that the thinking that went into developing this tool is the same thinking that allowed one of our clients to achieve $1.3 billion in sales at launch. It was a pharma company. And that's just a testing of the methodology of what drives this product. I'm going to be putting the link in the chat if you want to take it for a test drive. And I look forward to hearing from you. I'll leave it there.
Any quick questions?
Hey, this is Keith. Let me just throw out when you're out raising money and trying to launch a company, really good to, and this is for everybody because I've heard this on a couple of pitches lately. Let us know what you're looking to raise. Let us know where you're at in your startup in terms of product and traction. Just a quick point like that. It'll take 1 minute and it'll be very effective. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. So we're looking to raise $1 million pre-seed.
Thank you very much. And actually, Keith, thank you for bringing that up, because those of us that are investors, we want to hear the ask. So I know it's only 2 minutes long, but at least get to the ask so we have a frame of reference as to what it is that's happening here. Anyways, I appreciate Keith's question. Rajiv, you've been a fantastic questioner as well. Thanks for coming and pitching us today. We're going to move on. Next up is Frederick.
Hello, Mark.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. I'm Frederick Abramson. If you want to invest in an early stage technology company that will reduce injuries to athletes around the world, talk to me. We're Golden Thread Technology. Our market is huge. There are 65 million American athletes, and 8.5 million suffer injuries that require medical attention. Worldwide, there are over 600 million athletes, with 1 in 10 suffering significant injuries. Our model uses AI, machine learning, big data analytics to provide ongoing personalized guidance that will help each athlete make smart actions that match their specific needs to lower injury risks. Our consumer research provides our target of 1 million customers by 2025 with a 75% gross margin against cost of goods. 2 hours ago, I told a guy with a 4-year-old daughter that there's a gene that increases concussion risk by 300%. I said to him, would you want to know this for your daughter? He said, absolutely. This is what 9 out of 10 parents immediately say. The adults say they wish they had this knowledge before they got hurt. We're flexible in the investment amount and terms with a $2 million two-year negative cash flow forecast. I'm Dr. Frederick Abramson. My credentials are, I'm a PhD human geneticist from Michigan, a Sloan Fellow from MIT, 40 years in business and technology. My information is in the chat. Thank you.
Great. Anybody have a quick question for Frederick?
What stage is the product at? Where are you at in your sales and your traction?
We're building a prototype to begin launching into the consumer world. In the meantime, I've spoken personally to over 1,000 consumers around the world to get their feedback on what they want to see, what they want to learn, what they don't want to learn, because we're building this application from the outside in. So we want to know what our users really want to do and why they'll participate over time to give us the data which will form the big data analytic framework.
Anybody else? Frederick, you know the routine. You'll meet people in the chat. So great to see you again. We're moving on. Up next is Breck.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. This is such a wonderful group. And I've personally had a one-on-one with Frederick. I'd encourage anyone that's in healthcare to check out what he is working on. Absolutely amazing. I've been in healthcare for 20 years now, and I've seen a lot of advances in technology and gene therapy. And in fact, we're incorporating a little bit of that in our project as well. So again, my name is Breck Rice from Phoenix, Arizona. I consider myself a healthcare disruptor, do things a little different, and I'm certainly a patient advocate. And I get to work with healthcare professionals who are saving lives every day and help patients live longer, feel better, and most importantly, actually get better. One of the problems with our current health system is driven a lot by pharmaceuticals, and so everybody wants a quick fix, and so prescription is written to mask the symptom, not get to the root cause of the symptom. So we want to fix that, and I'm addressing right now currently about a $3.5 billion industry that's growing to over $4 billion in the next few years. Retail-based healthcare here in the United States. It's about 40% less, up to 50% less than going to urgent care. And it's very convenient because it's right at your community pharmacy. Yes, I know someone else is already working on that. There's a company that has a minute clinic, another one that has community clinics, and even now Walmart. Yes, Walmart's even getting into this, and 16 more locations they plan to open next year in Florida. Why can we do it better? We do it through community, independently owned pharmacies who actually know their patients by name. So it's a much better patient experience, plus the technology and everything that we're bringing to the table as well. So we're using a combination of conventional medicine combined with complementary and integrative medicine. We're actually looking at pharmacogenomics, so we're seeing the patient's DNA and de-prescribing medications that are doing more harm than good. We're analyzing labs to look for markers for areas where they're heading into disease states, and we're doing corrective measures and preventative medicine. One of the technologies that we use is the first ever patented and FDA approved medical device in the PEMF. So it's a bioelectromagnetic energy that is opening up perfusion. So we're getting more oxygen to the cells, more nutrients to the cells. We're getting the metabolic waste and CO2 out much faster. It's cutting our recovery time almost in half. So we're seeking we've self-funded at this point and already standing up 10 sites, but we're seeking 250 in convertible notes very early on stages for raising. We haven't raised any funds to this point. It's all been self-sufficient until now. But like I said, we have some projects that will take some additional capital to actually be able to implement. And so that's why we're seeking at this time.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, hi, Breck. This is Mina. Sorry.
Hi, Mina, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Breck. Just a quick question on long-term strategy. Are you planning with the Walmart Health or the CVS Health? They utilize also for patient enrollment for clinical trials. Is there an additional strategy for you to expand? Because I think that's more where the bread is in the pudding is there, utilizing the patient population. So.
Yeah. So we come full circle in doing clinical trials, and also return to work is a big focus. My day job is with a company that helps patients get better after work-related injuries and back to work. So we want to get them back to work healthy and well. And our marketplace is much larger. I think that some of the other chains that I've talked about, they cap at CVS only has 10,000 locations. We have 20,000 already in our network. The time that it's taking though to set these up is in credentialing those locations. We already have the national physician network that's prescribing the therapy, but now we've got to get the independent community pharmacies credentialed.
So just on one more question, is that towards as a bigger strategy? Are you also gearing towards like employee health, with employee benefit solutions, or is it more again, tailored just to the pharmacy community, to the direct to the patients?
Yeah, we need to take this offline because I could talk about the employee health side for days on this. We're looking at a bunch of different technologies using AI to reduce the number of injuries, but specifically already when the injury is happened, they could come to a FOI therapy. We call it FOI, FOI for Fountain of Youth, because the technology actually has been proven through case studies to actually add years of life to the patients. But main thing that we're focusing on is cutting that recovery time in about half, is what the European studies show. So,
all right, I'll connect with you. Thanks.
And Eva, do you have a quick question?
Yeah, are you billing the facilities in your network, and do you have revenues?
Yeah, that's the reason why we have to go through the credentialing process, because when a pharmacy can bill for some clinical things, but not all, they get treated like a second-rate citizen. And, like flu shot, for instance, they get $23, $24 for administering a flu shot when they bill United Healthcare. But if they're credentialed, they'll get $120 reimbursement. So
do you guys currently have revenues or no? Are you?
We just started standing up the 10 locations, and so we're barely just starting. It'll equate to about an additional 20,000 per month in new revenue for these community pharmacies, health centers.
Okay. If you want to connect afterwards, I might have someone for you as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
And anybody else that wants to connect, you'll meet in chat. We're going to move on. Next up is Nathan.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for putting this on. Hello, I am Nathan DeYoung, as you already heard, with Asset Fund, and we are helping everyday investors with accessibility and profitability of utilizing private equity. We are currently competing in the growing crowdsourced investor market, which was a multi-billion-dollar market valued market last year, and private equity was a $1 trillion market last year. We're similar to companies like Fundrise and Arrived Homes. However, we operate in purchasing businesses instead of real estate. A little bit about our process. We've developed a a unique process that allows investors to use our platform. And we're going to be using blockchain and AI technologies to allow those users to invest in fractional shares of those businesses. And we're currently looking to offer a 2-year convertible note and raise $5 million pre-seed. Thank you, Mark.
Hey, Nathan, real quick, this is Kurt. So it's kind of my job to track down all the available capital that's in the US market and find out how it moves and why it moves. So I've been a lender and a funder for 20 years. So what, from a market share perspective, what makes you different than like Sweater? Since they're kind of, seems like they're doing something similar. You're not real estate focused. Is it that you are helping people acquire pieces of businesses versus brand new startup ventures? I mean, do you know what Sweater is?
I don't know what Sweater is, but based on your question, I believe that we're acquiring the business itself and allowing users to invest in shares of that business in an index fund form. So it's on the publicly accessible in a private market.
Got it. Yeah, well, we could talk more. I help with some of Sweater's community building stuff on the back end. They've done a really good job for what is essentially crowd-funded, VC model. It's not nearly as sexy as they're making it sound, although it's cool what they're doing. But you might take some cues from them, since they're doing a really good job of going out and getting small investors to hop on board. They've done a great job with their marketing and their community building efforts. So happy to help.
I appreciate that, Kurt.
Yeah, good input, Kurt. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Duran. So quickly, I thought I heard you say private equity, and
correct.
Got it. So the difference on where I play with venture capital, I play a little on private equity. I have an operational question. Are you all investing in distressed businesses and you're placing a management team there to improve the operations and then selling the actual company? Where do you all play in the private equity spectrum?
So there'll be a couple formats in which we would acquire the business. Some of it is no exit strategy or plan based on age out of the owner, or it could be in a situation distress where the business owner needs to quickly garnish capital and doesn't know who to sell it to. And we would come in and essentially apply our process to that company and create revenue in that way.
Got it. So the reason I asked the question, because if someone is joining your fund, they're joining it on the predication that you're going to be able to fix Target if Target came to you guys for either a leveraged buyout or because they're in distress. I have to assume that your fund can fix it to increase the value, thereby sell it. Then I can have my return.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Good questions. We're going to have to move on. Nathan, thank you. Up next is Shirley.
Unmuting myself.
There you go. We can hear you.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm building Choosy, a networked marketplace for collectors by collectors. I'm Shirley Yu. I'm a crazy plant collector. I'm currently on a plant nerd expedition in the Costa Rican rainforest. I'm multidisciplinary. First, I got my comp sci degree. Then I chased my passion to work in marketing at a startup called Jet, which was acquired by Walmart. And then I opened my own brand creative studio with clients like Wall Street Journal, Barclays, and Toyota. 1 in 3 adults collect something. And what I know, as someone who's surveyed 250 collectors, in addition to collecting plants with albinism, a lot of collectors have creative criteria for their collections, from creepy dolls or, everything related to the New York Mets. I designed Choosy as a Pinterest meets LinkedIn about our possessions. We use analytical AI to sense a collector's taste and style, network collectors together based on the similarities, and then we make it a social experience for them to buy and sell to peers. Choosy's business model is social commerce, targeted ads on the social network side, transaction fees on the commerce side. And even though Choosy's built for every collector, when we go to market, we hyper-focus on the 1 in 4 collectors that are women, because women like me are going to be the most served. Our pain points the most served from a space that's safe, social, and a stylish showcase for our taste and style. And how we do that is partnering with tastemakers, entrepreneurs, and event organizers in communities around collecting. By being very intentional, we can be strategic and nimble when it comes to our user acquisition. And we can tell we're moving in the right direction. Even pre-launch, Choosie's beta is live in 30 days. We've got soft traction with 1,000 waitlisters. 75% are Gen Zs and millennials, 68% are women, the next generation of collectors. Recently, I opened up Choosie's angel round. I'm raising $1 million pre-seed on a $6.5 million cap. And so far we've raised some stakes. Additionally, we have 110K in soft commits, and we're looking for more synergetic angels to speak to who want to support us as we collect all the collectors. Thank you.
That's great. I loved your pitch, and it's so refreshing to see women founders. I wish we had more that were at our event. So I applaud you right out of the gate for coming and speaking with us today. Does anybody have any quick questions?
Yeah,
hi, Shirley.
We'll start with Blake, and then we'll move on to you next, Lima. Thank you both. Go ahead, Blake.
Hi, Shirley. I didn't have a chance to comment when I heard your pitch last time because we were running out of time. I was curious, have you considered talking to Techstars? Because I actually know some people over there that would be interested in plays at the consumer side.
I would absolutely love a referral to Techstars. I have 2 referrals and my application in 3 months ago or 2 months ago. And I have an application in at YC too, in case anyone is a YC grad or knows one who wants to refer me there as well. Anyone rooting for me is a positive.
I can try to help you out. Please connect with me on LinkedIn.
Will do.
Great. Thanks, Blake. Lima next. Go ahead.
Email me.
Shirley, what's your business model?
Our business model is social commerce. So because we're a networked marketplace that is relationship led, like LinkedIn, but also a place where collectors transact, collectors gather to transact with each other. By the nature of the social network side, we monetize content. We also monetize using targeted ads because we know what every collector is highly motivated, fervent to buy as soon as they discover it. That is something we can monetize. And on the marketplace side, we use transaction fees.
Awesome. Let's connect.
Absolutely. Sorry. These feed into each other too, because the flywheel is better discovery for content, for items, for people, etc. But I would love to show you the long deck afterwards if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love that.
Anybody else real quick?
Yeah, real quick. Any plan to get in the...
You're breaking up, Keith. Say that again.
NFT space?
We missed your comment. You're gonna have to start over. Say that one more time.
Will we break into the NFT space?
Yes.
Yes, this is your question. If your question is, will I break into the NFT space? Absolutely. Absolutely, it is on our roadmap so that no matter what you collect, physical or digital, categorical or thematic, it only takes the right Web3 integrations so that you can share, you can meet similar NFT collectors, socialize, stay in touch with them, and also buy, sell NFTs with your peers. And that's why on our team, on our advisory board, we have David Awad, who is a CTO at Ecoverse. His domain is digital collectibles. And the other one is Austin Campbell at Paxos, who focuses on financial transactions made with stable coins in Web3. This is on the roadmap. I love the Web3 play, and I think there's a lot of applications for authenticity and also for satisfaction in collecting.
I agree. Thanks for that. I look forward to catching up with you.
Please do reach out. I would love to tell you more.
We're going to have to move on, but that was great to hear. Thank you so much, Shirley. Up
Thank
next
you
is-
so much. I have to
Great.
get off now, but please email me, everybody. I'm going to leave my email in the chat for any of you that didn't capture my name here.
Perfect. Okay, great. Up next is Jason.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you putting this together. And before I start, I did share a Google Doc. I know I dropped it in there a few times for everyone. I figured people were dropping in and out. So feel free to put your info. It's totally voluntary just to kind of keep track. I know there's so many LinkedIn's going through there. So
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Go ahead.
Of course. Glad to help out. Yeah, and also if anyone is an investor and is accredited and wants to join a syndicate, do let me know as well. We have a syndicate too. Always looking for new people. Okay, and on to the pitch. So yeah, so my name is Jason. I'm the founder and CEO of Ageless Partners. We are an early stage startup company. Most recently, we are gearing up to launch our first portfolio company. Our mission is pretty simple. We aim to reverse the aging process. We're not looking for incremental here. We're not looking to take someone who's 89 and make them 85. We're looking to bring people back decades. We're not looking at a moonshot. We're looking more of a sunshot to some degree. After talking to many people all around the world, I've traveled to all over the place, talking to doctors, talking to experts in their field. I've interviewed a lot of these people too, who are deep in the space on what aging is, how do we stop it, why do we age in the first place, and then how to reverse it. And after talking to a lot of people, I've really come to the conclusion that aging is reversible. It's not inevitable. And anyone who thinks that you can't do that, it's one of those things, just like back in the day with the Wright brothers. No one thought they could get the airplane in the air until they saw it, and then it was reality. So there's no doubt in my mind that it's possible. And at that point, it tells me we really have a moral obligation to pursue these technologies. And anyone who thinks that aging is natural, it may be natural, but it's really the natural part that we don't want, just like cancer, just like Alzheimer's. And at the end of the day, everyone on this call, everyone on the planet, there's only one thing that's going to kill you with 100% certainty, and that's aging. Nothing else comes close. There's nothing else that you could think of right now that is 100% for sure going to kill you. So that's our mission statement. That's what we're aiming to do. We have 78 organs in the body. We have a microbiome. We can measure, quantify each organ, the age of each organ. We can measure it and we can reverse it. It's definitely possible. We're looking to raise for our new portfolio company 3.5 million at a post-money valuation of 40 million. And welcome to take any questions. Thank you.
Is this an FDA product or drug or what, a medical device? I'm not sure I got what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
Stem cells.
What was that, Breck?
Stem cells?
No, nothing with stem cells. We're not doing partial cellular reprogramming. We're doing something completely different. The technique my business partner came up with, he's not necessarily telling everyone what he's doing yet. It's slightly secretive, but we came up with essentially a protocol that we came up with together with our advisors, that there'll be one main thing that's brand new, that's never been done. It's very innovative and hopefully scalable. And then from there, we'll have things to support the people. So we're going to bring in first college football athletes, baseball players, football players, cheerleaders, measure their biomarkers. We're going to get a baseline. We're going to know where we want people to be. We're going to get the people in the prime of their lives, very muscular. We're going to measure everything, blood, saliva, stool. We're going to have a baseline. Then we're going to bring in older people. We're going to apply this method, and we're going to see how far we can bring them back. And at this point, really, they've only gone back from everything that's been done. Hasn't been that great. A couple of years, if you go from 89 to 87, you're still going to die. So, we're looking at something much more radical.
I've got a very big question. Is I went through the VA system for an analysis of every part of my body. It took 2 weeks where they came out that my biological age is 13 years younger than my chronological age. I'm 73, and my life insurance policy and everything got cut because of a program like you're trying to put together.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's really great, John. Wow. 13 years. Yeah, not bad.
I know.
Sweet.
So, question. You mentioned this during you're not doing any rapamycin for aging, like stem cell technology?
No, we're not doing any rapamycin or stem cell.
So my next question, you said 3.5 million on a 40 million post money?
Correct.
You guys are giving away about 8.75%.
I think it might be a little bit more than that, but it's around there. Yeah.
I guess, and how did you get to that valuation? Is it based on like revenues, discounted cash flow?
That's a good question. I mean, anytime there's a valuation, really it's always anyone can use any equation. They could really use anything they want. At the end of the day, the target market, this is the biggest market on the planet. I believe that aging, essentially everyone will need it. There's not one person who would not need this. So the target market's as big as it gets, basically.
We'll talk offline. I want to help you out with the valuation because as a VC, the language of money is numbers. Your answer can't be literature or words. So I want to help you out with actually explaining your projected revenues multiplied by your employee rate and all of those numbers to get to that $40 million, because that's going to help you actually get there.
I appreciate that. No, it makes sense.
Jason, this is Kostoval. Could I ask you a question? I know you mentioned it's secretive. However, I'd love to know, is this a product that's being tested in terms of even in the lab? And is it in vivo, in vitro? Can you give us a little bit on that? Because yes, I'll state that it's extremely interesting, but without much information, it's difficult to ascertain what and where we're talking about this.
And can you bill insurance for it?
No, it's a good question. Yeah, I'll say, more than willing to hop on a separate call. I don't want to take, too much time.
Sure.
If you guys do want to have another call.
We can set up a separate call. I'll reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
people want to stay alive. They love what you're doing, man. We're excited. We want to stay alive.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the goal. We really see it's a matter of urgency. We see that people are dying around the clock. A lot of people are who are in their 90s, 100s. They're not going to make it, but we want to save as many people as possible. So,
Jason, can you make me 22 years old again?
That is my goal.
Okay, so come to the event on Saturday, which is a life science focused event. It starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. That's the community you need to be talking to, in my opinion. This was a great tease, though. You certainly woke a lot of people up. We're all interested in learning more. Thank you. We're going to have to move on. Sal, you're up next.
Hi, everybody. Mark, thanks for putting this together. Sal Shelley, founder and CEO of Maximus Consulting Group. This is a technology-based platform for maximizing human potential for individuals and corporations. The best way to think about it is it's like an Uber platform, but to increase your potential. So it's for individuals, it's for businesses, B2B, B2C. We have multiple channels and a seamless way to consume content to improve. It is revenue producing, and we are seeking 1 million, actually 500,000 pre-seed. And I'll put my information in the chat. So thank you, and look forward to connecting.
Any questions of Sal? We'll move on. Sal, you'll meet people in the chat. And next up is Caitlin.
Hi, thank you, Mark. Okay, my name is Caitlin Hackney. I am co-founder and COO of GoMetaRel. We are connecting the entire metaverse, every blockchain, every platform. A little bit about me and my other founders. We have over 16 years of software engineering experience working at major tech companies like Pfizer, ZipRecruiter, Apple, and also even GSK with internal management. So we're very diverse founders. The problem that we see today in the metaverse is that they're made up of several different separate worlds. There's several different games, different virtual worlds, different platforms. They all use their own ecosystem, and it can be very confusing for a new user or even a user who knows about the metaverse. Did you know that there's actually over 80 different platforms right now that you can go to and enjoy an experience. I bet you didn't know that because many people didn't. But what we're envisioning is making a metaverse crypto wallet that has a metaverse search engine built into it. So a user can have everything they need to enjoy the metaverse in one single app. Because we're a metaverse wallet as well, we're able to help the user exchange their cryptocurrency for the correct token. That way, whenever they get to the desired platform, they're able to have everything they need in one app. So our business model consists of doing subscription plans at $4.99 a month and other wallet transaction services, and even advertising with featured ads paid by metaverses. And then the market right now for the metaverse is actually pretty insane. It was valued back in 2021 at 47 billion, and our TAM is 17.9 billion. So we're positioned in this market pretty well. And we have some competitors who are also trying to make discoverability in the metaverse better, but they're not doing it with a universal token like we are, or with within a wallet crypto app. We have IP protection already set up, and we're asking for 2 million for our seed round, and we're going to do that gradually. So 800,000 initial, they'll take us through our first 6 months, and then we're seeking another one at 750,000, and then finally a 450,000 on month 9. So, does anybody have any questions?
Caitlin, this is Kurt from Vegas. So I was just at the Web3 conference. What are you guys doing? I believe very strongly that we're in kind of like the browser wars back in the day. I believe we're in the wallet wars. Most wallets are absolutely horrible. We also believe strongly that in the future, all portfolios, so your stocks, your whatever you own that's outside of your crypto blockchain oriented assets are all going to be in one wallet. What's your kind of thought process there? And what do you guys, if you agree with me, which is fine if you don't, you know, what's your plan to kind of be top dog wallet when it comes to that?
Yeah, so right now wallets are horrible because we're expecting people to know the ins and out of cryptocurrency, which is confusing and it's not going to happen overnight. So what we do for our wallet is we make it as simple as possible for users to enjoy making transactions within a metaverse platform. I agree with you that I do think that eventually we will get to a point where we'll have these digital identities where we carry everything that we own with us. But that's not what we're exactly creating. Right now, we're creating a wallet that's easy for metaverse users to enjoy the metaverse. So we like to call ourselves the metaverse wallet and not a crypto wallet.
Got it. I've got some communities for you to plug into. I've got a buddy that interviewed 150 of the top NFT crypto blockchain experts, did a docu-series on it and raised several $1 million off of that. And he's about to start doing it again. And so he'd probably be a good connector, and he believes exactly what I just said as well. So that could be interesting for it. And then I've got some ideas around what I would do to build a community around what you're doing. He's got 110,000 people on his platform now, and that was on accident. Didn't even really know what he was doing. So strongly recommend you take a look at that. And then we can talk about some areas of where you can go find some capital that you probably are not aware of.
Definitely. I reached out to you on LinkedIn already.
Great. Thank you, Kurt. Anybody else?
Yes. Which blockchains do you support? Is it like Ethereum based only, like MetaMask, or is there support for things like Solana or Hive, or what are you looking at?
Yes, so right now we're compatible with MetaMask, and that means we're compatible with about 85% of metaverses that are currently out there. Our MVP is already launched and in beta testing, and we launch at the end of November, fully launch with our launch event, which will be great. But right now we're focused just with that, and then in the next couple of months we're adding every blockchain. So it will be a gradual rollout for the most popular blockchains, depending on how many metaverses are on those blockchains.
I saw we've connected already on LinkedIn, but I'll probably get in touch with you.
Perfect. Sounds great.
So quick question. This is really quick. Hi, this is Duran. Have you heard about A16Z's crypto fund? It's actually the largest crypto fund like in history now. Have you reached out to any?
Yeah, I'm actually working with an investor right now who is giving me an intro to A16. If you have any connections with them, I'd love to get a second intro. The more intros, the better.
Let's connect on LinkedIn, but that's smart. That's smart. Great pitch.
Thank you.
Yeah, great pitch. And thank you for coming again. I don't want to keep repeating myself too often, but I'm so happy when we see women founders at our event. I hope we grow more and more. Thank you. We're going to move on. Ben is next. Ben, you'll have to come off of, there you go.
Sorry about that,
There we
guys.
go.
I am making spaghetti on it's dinner time on the East Coast. I'm Ben Hintz. I'm founder of Heroic Health. We're the first agnostic, fully white labeled B2B SaaS platform for engagement through the lens of belief and behavior change. So we're solving for the biggest issue in healthcare today. It's a $320 billion problem of most folks are just not engaged in their healthcare journey. So 92% of Americans today are not up to date with all of their clinical needs. And this is resulting again in a $320 billion issue across all of healthcare. We're doing that through a Duolingo-like platform for healthcare engagement, starting with the health and wellness space, working with weight loss, wellness, and medical fitness centers to be able to map their healthcare journey and get patients as well as members engaged earlier on in that journey and supported throughout through gamification and cognitive neuroscience. So my co-founder, Dr. Bethany Rains, is a national leader speaker and has worked with organizations like United Health Group as their head of cognitive neuroscience research, as well as the U.S. military, working with vets with the most complicated cases of PTSD. My CTO, Gary Baldwin, is a former SVP of engineering for Cisco. And I am a serial founder, been working in patient engagement for about 7 years now, and just sold my first company a little over a year ago. We've raised about 100K so far. I'm looking to raise 500K in tranches, the first tranche being 250. And this tranche is all around growth. So we have 5 clients that want to come on board. We're using a very similar model to Squarespace in terms of completely templating all of our care journeys so that we can easily bring people on, in the matter of hours, not months, not years, like most health tech companies suffer from. And at the end of the day, really excited to meet this community and hopefully meet a few investors or other folks within healthcare that are interested in a wraparound digital engagement tool that can support health systems, payers, as well as digital health companies who have some of the biggest challenges, but the biggest opportunities in order to change the healthcare system through higher rate of utilization for their programs. And if anyone here works in healthcare, they know just how important that next step will be in terms of being able to create a more equitable system, but also create better outcomes for patients. So thanks so much for the time, y'all.
Any questions of Ben?
Ben, I would love to connect with you. This is Costa Bahal, and I'll send you a DM.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Anybody else?
Yeah, Ben, we're in the same industry, so I'd love to help any way I can and connect after the call as well.
Very nice. Anybody
Hey,
else?
Ben, yeah, quick question. My name's Katie. Do you have any clinical evidence to date about effectiveness of the program?
Yeah, we do. We just launched in September, so it's as limited as that sounds, right? But we're working across a couple different use cases, and we've already shown the ability to not only tap into the beliefs of the consumer, but also turn that into behavior change.
Yeah, we should chat. I've been an investor in the space for a while, but also have worked at a few SaaS companies in the space. So I'll send you a DM with my contact info.
Beautiful. That sounds awesome.
Good. Thank you, Katie, for your question. Ben, we're going to have to move on, but please come on Saturday if you can to our life science focused event. That's more of the community probably for you, I'm guessing. Up next is David.
Thanks.
You're still on mute, David.
Sorry, hi.
There you go.
My name is David. I'm from Nigeria. This is wonderful. Thank you for what you guys are doing together. The name of my startup is Dabo. We provide device protection and insurance for individuals and organizations in third world countries, that's Africa and Asia majorly. We're targeting individuals and organizations that are entering into tech world are beginning to get devices, because during the pandemic there was a large input for people to get online, with Africa being one of the largest, one of the highest number of youth numbers in the world, which is as much as almost 500 devices that are not insured, are not protected in any way. Unlike advanced country like the US, where people have, they get devices, they get insurance. In African countries, in some Asian countries, it's not like that. There's that large market there of individuals that are not protected by anything, that if their device gets damaged, there's a problem of having to fix it for about $200-300. This is way below what they make in a day. So we were providing the protections for them using insurance, using machine learning process to know places that we should provide proper protection for. And we currently launched our beta project, and I've gotten about 2,000 individuals to sign up, and we have a wait list of about 700 as of this month when I checked it. We're currently looking to raise 500,000, and I'm open to questions and anybody that does want to connect to learn more about this. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Anybody with a quick question? Then meet David in the chat. We appreciate you dialing in from long distance. Up next is Coach Chuck.
Hello, Mark, and the crew. It's good to be here for the second time. And I'd like to say hello from Dallas, Texas. And I am the inventor, CEO, and founder of Lean 7 Fitness Draft Day Technology. I built a fitness machine that's very unique in our space, to the degree to whereas when athletes work out on this machine, it measures your analytic fitness equations. And the way they recruit right now is through videos and stats, which is really a smoke and mirror. Because when those coaches recruit through videos and stats from a college perspective, you get visual aspects and you get information through the ears, but you never get the standard of the athlete. So using my machine, we use the machine to measure the athletes and send it back to them in a subscription app. So whenever any high school athlete in all sports equals a college athlete score, it notifies that coach on a subscription app automatically. So it's taken hyper-driven recruiting and took it to the next level, to whereas you can receive recruits comprehensively 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, automatically through your subscription app. And so, and that's just one vertical that we have, but we have over 20 verticals that comes out of this process that's disruptive in this space. And I would love to talk to somebody about it. I have 2 United States patents, and we use AI and big data and also machine learning. And so we drive that data consistently through everybody. And long story short, what's unique about the machine is that it starts at 4 foot tall for 4 foot tall athletes. And it telescopes up to 14 foot tall for 7 foot plus athletes. And we measure any athletes in between those heights. And you get on that machine for 60 seconds, it measures your cardio, your fitness, your vertical jump, your strength, your lateral movement, your hand-eye coordination, and if you play soccer, your head-eye coordination. The score goes up in the cloud, comes down through a portal on an app on your cell phone, and it analytically ranks you in numerical order. And whenever any college athlete where any high school athlete equals or surpasses a college athlete score, it notifies that college coach automatically on a subscription app. And that's only one business that I have that come out of it, but I have over 20 verticals that comes out of this system, and I would love to network with somebody. I have 2 United States patents to back me, and I'm looking forward to working with some investor that's futuristic in sports.
All right, Coach Chuck, anybody have a question for him?
I do.
What's your money revenue valuation, the revenue and the valuation of your business?
Well, and I'm glad you asked that question. So believe it or not, and the moment that I got the valuation, I knew why Jerry Jones had so much money, right? So my first patent was appraised for $50 million in just one school district here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And so on a $10 subscription, and I'll tell you why, just since I got you guys on the video here. So in DISD, there's over 200 schools in private, public, and charter schools. And each school averages over 500 athletes per school, boys and girls. My cheapest subscription app is only $10 a month. At just 10% of those athletes in that one school district, it's a little over $100,000 a month. At 100% of those athletes in that one school district, it's a little over $1 million a month on a $10 subscription. When I figured that out, I knew that was a game changer. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Anybody else real quick?
I have a few connections that could be interesting, either partners or potentially be able to connect you with investors. I connected with you on LinkedIn.
Oh, great, Michael. Perfect. Okay, so you'll, Coach Chuck, you'll meet others in the chat. We're going to have to move on.
Hey, just to add, I did have my website on the chat there, and so you can go look at my chat. And I will tell you this too, my kids were my own test rat. My youngest two kids are the youngest two kids to make it to the US Open in tennis. And they made it on the junior side at 9 and 10 years old. They beat all the top 12 and 13-year-old players in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro when they were 9 and 10. It builds your motor skills a lot faster than normal, because what you do over and over and over again, you get better and better at it. So now that we got a machine that replaces the workout programs, well, it's going to build your system 10 times faster. I'm looking forward to talking to somebody on that end.
It sounds impressive, but we have to move on. And thank you, Coach, for pitching us today. Lima, you're up next.
All right, thank you so much for having me, Mark. Today, mental health has been an invisible problem, and insurance companies have been reluctant to treat it like physical health due to the lack of insight and 90% relapse rate.
Where did they move us?
For alcohol and opioid addiction.
They can't hear
It's
me.
costing insurance companies billions of. Pardon?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No worries. Our solution is data-driven healing. My name is Lima Abramovich, and I'm the founder of Aura, Telehealth for Mental Health. Aura is a comprehensive system that allows clinicians to see how a patient is feeling and track recovery progress. Our proprietary technology uses machine learning to track progression, regression, and risk levels of patients to create individualized patient-centered care and recovery plans. Our team has extensive experience within the healthcare industries and insurance industry. We've also had market exposure, and our technology has been used in hospitals and clinics. Mental health is a $300 billion industry in the US alone. The US healthcare industry is $2.5 trillion, and we plan to scale mental health and then expand to healthcare in general as we grow and tackle the global epidemic. Our technology is ready for market. We're raising $1.5 million to close out our current round of funding and deliver our products to clients. The money from the fund is going to be used to expand our team since our technology is already ready to go. So we can deliver our software to treatment centers and insurance companies. And our mission is to innovate mental health care with data so that we can treat mental health like physical health. And so that treatment centers can make more money, insurance companies can save money, and patients actually get better. So who's ready to join forces with me and create the mental health revolution?
Hey, Lima, this is
Yes.
Kurt. Who's the perfect avatar of the first major client bases that you want to go after?
Insurance companies, because they're the payers. And also Apple just announced about 2 weeks ago that they're going into the insurance market. They're going to start using data from devices to save money on insurance costs. And that's essentially what our platform does.
Great. So schedule with me or hit me up on LinkedIn. I've got some ideas of how I would fund it if it was me. I've got a funding background. That's what I do. But there's probably some companies out there, and you've never heard of this capital type before. I call it sponsored capital. But there are groups out there that will probably be so aligned with what you're doing that they will give you money that is not debt and it's not equity. So we can talk about that and how you can start to really be thinking about, how do I go after capital that is not debt and it's not equity? If it's not debt and it's not equity, what is it? It's revenue.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. I'll connect.
Okay. Anybody
Like
else?
a paid pilot. Hey, Lima, this is Keith. How are you? Great presentation.
Thank you
I love
so
the
much,
space
Keith.
also. I think you're going to make a lot of money for yourself and your investors. Where are you right now in your fundraising? It was a little vague in terms of the exact size of the round. And is it an open note or is it a priced round at this stage?
It's currently a priced round. And so we're at our seed round. We raised a pre-seed round and we have $1.5 million left to raise of our current seed round.
What's your revenue forecast for 23?
Our revenue forecast is around $50 million, and it's conservative. It's based off of our current the treatment centers in my network, as well as my team members, and also the fact that we're targeting government contracts and insurance companies.
And how many of those do you have sort of verbal or soft invoices for at this point?
We have 19 treatment centers that are signed up. And also have approximately 3,000 treatment centers that are in my network. And that does not include my team members.
Lima, I love it. I want to learn some more. So let's connect on LinkedIn. And where are you based, by the way?
In Los Angeles.
I've never heard of it, but I'll look it up on a map. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Okay.
Hey, quick question. Is it, you said it's a priced round. What is it priced at?
At a $10 million valuation. So we're selling 15% for 1.5 million.
And a pre-money or post money?
We did have revenues, but we had to refund them because we couldn't meet the deliverables. So at present, we are pre-money, which is why it's a lower valuation.
God, well, yeah, okay. Thank you.
So everybody that's interested, meet Lima in the chat. And Lima, please come on Saturday if you have time to pitch us. Justin, before you get started, I just want to mention real quick to the rest of the audience, please, nobody else raise your hand digitally to speak today. I have 10 more people left. We have 35 minutes. I'd like to try and get everybody in. So the last person that's on my list right now is Shalom. And I just want him to be the gentleman that is our last pitch for tonight. And Justin, before you get started, I want to thank you personally for doing the testimonial video the other day, but the lighting was really poor on the video, and I'd like to re-record it with you when you have time, because you said some of the nicest things. So with that said, go ahead, you're up next.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening to the group. I'm wearing a different hat tonight. Some of the same underlying technology for fast science and e-marketplace opportunity. Tonight, I'm pitching Climate Research, Inc. Our mission is to empower a crowd of business startups and citizen scientists to research and develop solutions for mitigating and adapting to climate change. Thanks to Blake and a reference to SOSV, I got to their Climate Tech conference, and I was just blown away with the opportunity that I'm seeing there, with just an enormous number of startups going after huge amounts of money from VCs. So Climate Tech grew over 3,500% between 2014 and 2020. Annual investment now is over $10 billion. VC firms like Koshla, Sequoia Capital, Breakthrough Energy Ventures, and others have supported more than 1,200 startups with a total investment of over $60 billion. So think, you've got over 40,000 venture capitalists, and these VCs are trying to evaluate and de-risk startups. Now, in climate tech, which is, I'm not even going to try and explain why climate change is a problem and what the opportunity is, because I think you all are getting it from every direction. You've got 50 academic, NGO, and government climate research organizations, but these are all nonprofits, and they seek their own donations to run their own programs. You can't hire them to do research for you, and they're not focused on R&D research for profitable business solutions. So if you come to a VC and say, look, I want to stop global warming, why don't we stir the oceans and just cool the atmosphere a little bit? How would you evaluate that startup? How would you evaluate that idea? Or better yet, you're a high school student, you got this great idea. How can you rapidly do the research and get someone to help you to do the research to find out if this is a good, profitable idea? So our business model is a SaaS subscription for access to our automated research system. This is supported by 4 US patents, the last one issued just this year. This would be $8 a month for participants. Transaction fee in the e-marketplace as we feed you to R&D services in our e-marketplace. If you've heard me pitch in the biomedical, you'll see some parallels there. But we see a beachhead market of over 27 million potential subscribers. And if only 1% of them get into this subscription, then we're off to the races. Our ask is 500K pre-seed. We're pre-revenue. We've got to build a prototype of our marketplace.
Okay, Justin, I have a company to introduce to you. So you and I need to talk offline.
Cool.
Does anybody have a question for Justin?
Yeah, hi, it's Blake. I meant to catch up with you, Justin. I sent you a link on LinkedIn. We should set up a time to talk because I can help you out with some other people. Just let me know the feedback you received and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Anybody else real quick? Then you can meet Justin in the chat. Fantastic. Up next is Kelly.
Hi, thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly from Soccer Hong Kong, and our product, Soccer Castless, is our metaverse learning system, which enable teachers to build a virtual scenes and simulation at 10 times cheaper cost and effort. And to use our app, students get into the game first and key in their name, then start the quest. They can navigate to the NPC and complete the questions and options. And the content are usually image, video, text, even audios. And then they can explore around to find other NPC to complete the rest of the quest. And our overall benefits is to help students to apply the classroom knowledge through the authentic and active learning. And we completed 5 university pilot trials across Asia, including Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Thailand. And our next step is to reach to high school. And the ongoing trial is computational thinking module for 5,000 students in Hong Kong. And we do it through 9 scenes, 30 story, and 300 robots using the flipped classroom method. And the lesson flow is students explore around the metaverse to collect the unstructured data in the first 30 minutes. And then they can discuss the learning objective offline with the teachers and the trainer to convert the data to the structured data in another 30 minutes. So in conclusion, we are looking for collaborator or educator who might have ideas or interest in partnering with our novel learning solution. Thank you.
Fantastic, Kelly. Appreciate it. Anybody have any quick questions?
Yep, I just have something real quick. Kelly, how much are you looking to raise? How much money are you actually looking for?
We are now looking for 1 million for our project to raise.
I think I can help you. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll put that in the chat.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I will put our contact on the chat box.
Anybody else real quick?
Yeah, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
你好。
Hello, hello.
你会说英文吗？
哦，会。
Okay, 我会说一点普通话。
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So do you have an app? Like, what's the actual platform?
Yeah, we have an app to gamify the whole learning engagement for students and a learning system for teachers.
And is it available in the US App Store?
Currently it's only available in Hong Kong, but yeah, that's possible. That's our future opportunity.
Yeah, I love this idea. Let's connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. 谢谢你。
谢谢。
That was impressive. Okay, anybody else real quick? Then we're gonna have to move on because we are running low on time. Up next is Katrina. Katerina. I apologize. How's your name pronounced?
It's Katerina.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity, and sorry for my English, and it's my first elevator pitch. So, my name is Katerina, this is Dmitry, and we are founders of Hyperionite. Hyperionite is web-based interactive code editor for Python with code features. So if you know nothing about software development, I am here for you because Python is now the most popular programming language in the world, and basically we write software for it, the main one called editor, and Python is used by Python developers and machine learning specialists, so data science. And there's problems that for data science, you have to use several tools at the same time that basically do the same things. And we solve this problem altogether. And you use very expensive GPU servers, and we can cut cost for these servers because of our code editor, because we can run a block of your code immediately by one click, and you don't need to up and down the server. The main magic of our code editor, of our IDE, it's our core technology, which can translate Python to JavaScript. I can explain why. Because when you want to build the whole web application, or you want to show how your AI works and build something dashboards or something interactive or something for web, you need to hire someone like JavaScript specialist, or you need to learn it, and it's huge headache. So, or you can use Hyperionite and write all code in Python, and it will be translated, and it's very nice. How can it will be subscriptions for little teams individually and for big teams, and it will be corporation, we need angel investments. And our MVP will be in 2 months, and our release will be in half a year with code features, etc. And we need 250,000. 100,000. Yes, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for pitching. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, Katerina, this is great. Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Just had a question. You were saying it translates from Python to JavaScript, and I was just curious. I mean, given the complexity of some Python programs, I mean, how accurate? I mean, have you guys tested that? Like what level of sophistication? I could imagine like a simple function, if it's adding 2 numbers, that would be pretty easy to translate. But if it was like, a complete algorithmic trading system or something, then that would be a bit harder. Kind of what level of complexity would you say that would actually work?
Okay, let me answer this question because I worked on this core technology. So basically Python and JavaScript are quite structurally similar. They are both dynamic languages, which means that actually it's possible to translate all kind of Python programs to JavaScript. Nevertheless, it's still challenging. We spent about a year developing this technology, and yes, it can translate basically everything, classes, functions, all Python code to JavaScript code. There is one more issue. Some code can only run on a server with Python, for example, like GPU computations and so on. In this case, we automatically generate client-server interactions. So you have this JavaScript translated code, which sends a request to the server where you perform the GPU computations and sends the results back. So it's all covered, yes.
Okay, nice. And can it go the other direction too, or?
No. We basically want to make a solution for using Python for everything. So we aren't really solving the problem of translating JavaScript back.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm a big fan of Python. I'm a Python programmer. What valuation are you guys looking to raise at?
We are now raising the valuation on Safe.
Safe, and what valuation are you looking at for that? Or?
Well, as I understand it, on Safe, you don't estimate valuation, and it's estimated on the next round.
Oh no, you would still have either a pre-money or a post-money valuation.
Yeah, some people don't put it a post-money value. This is Dave Culver, a venture advisor for Relevant Ventures and angel investor. Some safes don't have a valuation, but what he's really talking about is a valuation cap. And so most angels and or VCs do want to see a valuation cap of some kind. I realize that the original safe was not put out there with a cap.
Yeah, no worries though. I'll reach out to you guys. Thanks, appreciate it.
Katrina, Dimitri, I wanted to quickly ask the same question, but I'll point out I'm extremely interested in learning more. I sent you a note, please reach out, and I don't want to take too much time here, Mark, so I'll refrain.
Thank you. But
Mark,
what's
quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, real quick.
What's your revenue model? Do you pull from the user of your platform as they build their program, or do you stay connected to them as they use their program over the years?
Yeah, basically the way it works that we sell our IDE, our code editor, and the framework is bundled with it. So you develop an application in it, and then you can host on our infrastructure. We charge per seat for the code editor, and we charge for server expenses if you host an application on Hyper-Ignite.
Okay, thanks.
We're going to have to move on, but please come and pitch again and meet people in the chat, because what you're developing sounds actually fascinating and definitely something that will interest many. Next up is Pyrush.
Hi, Mark. Hello, everyone. Good evening. And thank you, Mark, for this fantastic event. I've been attending this. I think this is my 5th or 4th attendance here. And I see the audience growing, and you get more and more people here. And I think kudos to you, and everyone here is a fantastic participant. And it's a great platform that you have built, Mark. Really impressive. So my name is Piyush Sheth. I'm the founder of K-Medical. K-Medical is focused on bed sore prevention, and we have successfully completed almost about to complete phase 1 for NIH grant, and we are now funded. We've been awarded the phase 2, which is super exciting and big deal. And
congrats.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and so we are on our way to developing the mattress of the future, which will prevent the pressure injury. And we have some exciting minds behind this, and we have some we are hardcore engineers, a group of engineers, and we are building this product. And as we go along, we want to help the nursing homes and build everything that they need for the comfort of the immobile population. So we don't want to limit ourselves to mattress. We want to build them knee, heel supports, knee supports, sacrum supports, and what we are noticing is that as we develop this technology, we can do much more. I mean, the smart mattress is our end product, and we are well on our way to deliver that, but we want to develop other products for the nursing home. And we also want to diversify into consumer orthotics and shoe structures. So we have been proactively considering, because we are engineers, we are experts in designing unit cell structures, and if you're familiar with the 3D additive printing, it's these small unit cell structures of repeat patterns that can create unique geometries and create unique structures that help relieve pressure. So we are considering these different areas where we can use our technology. So we are considering, besides the smart mattress, we are considering smart cushions. We are considering support structures that the patients would have on the bed. We are also considering orthotics, and we are also considering shoes for not just consumer shoes. And I think that's an area that we can capture very well given our engineering expertise. So we want to diversify into all these areas, and we are actively seeking at this point we are seeking 3 million, and a lot of these will be used for product development and technology development, and we have all the brains and the technology that would be required to achieve this. So the 3D printing is exploding, and the possibilities are numerous, and the production capability and the speed of these machines have come way far along to develop consumer applications. So we are in the medical space, but we also want to piggyback on the consumer space for these various products.
I just want to say that the product is genius, and it doesn't look anything like it. I mean, it's not, don't think mattress, think genius, and you need to actually look into how they engineered this to understand why this not only should work amazingly in healthcare, but for these consumer products. Does anybody have any quick questions? I happen to have already taken a dive in this one. Go ahead.
I'd like to connect.
Thank you, Mark.
I quickly question on the structure of the material. Is the same structural scaffolding, for the lack of a better term, for each product, or each product will have its own structures defined?
That's a great question, and that's where we as experts come in. No, it will not be the same structure. It will be unique geometries, unique cell structures that we can build and 3D print.
Thank you. Let's connect.
We're going to have to move on. You can meet in chat, and hopefully you can come on Saturday also to pitch Life Science audience. Okay, up next is Ajay Paul.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ajay Pama. I'm a founder of Pika Crypto Ecosystem. Pika Crypto Ecosystem is backed by GameFi AG, which has been incorporated in Zug, Switzerland as of last year. So far, we have raised zero capital today. We are cash flow positive. Our token volume, all-time volume, has reached above $100 million. We are currently developing a play-to-earn game and the NFT marketplace. Our play-to-earn game, we realized in the market that once games launch, if there are too many users playing the game, the rewards tend to get saturated. The ROI for the investor goes down. So we are limiting the amount of people that can earn from this game to 7,777. Our first stage of pre-sale of 100 NFTs have already sold out. We are currently doing a beta testing to see if all of our systems are operational. We will be launching on iOS and Android within this quarter. We have an NFT marketplace that is independent of OpenSea. We charge 2% in fees versus 3% for OpenSea. We can integrate other ERC20 projects and Polygon projects onto our marketplace, growing the communities together, giving the other projects further utilities. One of the biggest problems in the crypto space is development. As everyone might have heard, one day in crypto is 1 week in real life. A lot of projects, they do not have the liberty to go hire developers and wait to deliver utility to their communities. We can integrate their token, so their community members, they will be able to purchase their NFTs with their native tokens. We have over 6 different revenue models. If anybody would like to connect, please reach out to me. We are raising $3.2 million for 10% in equity. One last thing, we also hold the trademark to GameFi in Germany, and we plan on taking that worldwide as well. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody have a quick question?
Yes, quick question.
Yes.
How's one? So it says it's a crypto. Is it a cryptocurrency or is it a crypto token?
Pika Crypto is a cryptocurrency. So we are on the Ethereum blockchain, ERC20 token. Our utilities are the play to earn game and the NFT marketplace.
Oh, so your token is pegged to Ethereum.
Yes.
So you mentioned about the other gamers creating their own customized tokens.
So other ERC20 tokens or Polygon tokens, we can include them on our NFT marketplace. So their users, they are able to buy NFTs with their native token.
But are those extended tokens derivative or connected to the utility of your token, or are they completely separate? And if they are separate, could they play into the marketplace?
They're completely separate. It's like other projects, other ERC20 projects that may be looking for utility, and we can give them utility by integrating them.
Okay. Yeah, I see the website. It's really cool.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to have to move on. Please meet people in the chat. Up next is one of our popular community members, Leslie.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Leslie Sheridan, and I'm with Planet Sense. And I just want to throw out the number 68.5 million. That's how many climate refugees were in the world in 2017. That number has only increased since then. And why don't we know about that? Why don't most people know about it? They don't know about it because it's mostly people of color and poor people around the world. And also because in 2019, the major media in the United States covered climate change on average 4 hours for the entire year. This is the biggest problem facing humanity. This is where Planet Sense begins. Planet Sense did not begin like, I want to go start a marketplace for people to shop at. Our main mission is to use sustainable purchasing to reverse climate change. And the way we're doing that is we have a B2C, B2B2C platform that is sustainable products and services. Currently, the market has sustainable marketplaces, but 99% of them are B2C and only 5 product categories. We will have everything from bamboo toilet paper, green recycled furniture, green landscapers, architects, etc. For anybody that hasn't been paying attention, 66% of the regular consumers in America will buy a sustainable product over one that's not. And in fact, the whole CPG market, the whole consumer packaged goods market, 50.1% of that market has been going from 2013 to 2020 all to sustainable goods. 51.1%, and sustainable goods only makes up 16% of that entire market. That should tell you something. So the issue gets worse because right now there's no marketplace like this for consumers and businesses. Surprisingly, in 2022, you would think we would have something like that, but we don't. Another problem that exists is for businesses. Businesses know that greenwashing is over, that the millennials and Gen Zs are calling them out on this and saying, guess what? You can't do this anymore. We're not buying your stuff. We're not working for you as a company. Millennials and Gen Zs, 87 and 94% of them want to buy a sustainable product or service. They're even willing to pay 10% more. This is just unbelievable. It gets worse. 36% of those two generations will not take a job or stay at a job at a company that's doing something bad for the planet. So now you're a company, you got the consumers on your back, you're losing consumers, you're losing employees. Now you're losing investors. Investors know that the fastest growing area of investment is in the environmental space, and they are asking companies to show their environmental impact reports. That number of them, the percentage of investors asking companies for environmental impact reports in 2019 went from 48 to 75%. They're paying attention to this, and it's producing almost 1.5 times the regular stock market. On top of this, shareholders are saying, you don't clean up this problem, we're leaving. Then you have partners and suppliers saying, hey, you're part of our supply chain. We're being forced to go green. This means you. So we're looking at the biggest problem facing humanity. And I looked around a couple of years ago when I started this and I said, really? The biggest problem facing humanity? We got 65 million people in 2017 who are climate refugees around the world. Where is the big solution? Where's the solution that's going to bring billions of employees and billions of companies together and say, let's get this done? It's over the top that we haven't solved this, and it's heartbreaking. It makes me angry. It makes me sad every time I watch the newest disaster on the news, and we have to do something about this. And every single business on this call, we will not be in business unless we solve this problem. So we're pre-seed, patent is coming. We're in our final patent stage. We've got a prototype that we are building, and we're asking $3 million. I'm also looking for a CEO co-founder, and that's what we got to solve, because no other business will exist until we do so.
Thank you, Leslie. Does anybody have any questions?
Hey, Leslie, Dave Culver. I'd be very interested in hearing more about what you guys are doing.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else really quick?
Hey, Shelly, this is Amar here. Thanks for your idea. Just wanted to connect with you if you're looking for any technical help in terms of technology. As you mentioned, you need CTO and people who can help you to build your technologies. So me and I have a team of few members who can help you in terms of technology. We are a young entrepreneurs. We are looking for the opportunities. And if
Oh, we lost the signal. Did we lose this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
oh,
we just want to reach you. We'll connect and try to find out the solutions towards technology. Yeah. Thank you.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to have to move on. Up next is Gary. And just FYI, I am on Gary's board of directors. So go ahead, Gary.
Well, hey, Mark. It's a great event, as always. Hi, I'm Gary Goldstein. I'm the CEO of Instinctive. The future of work is here today. This change is forcing businesses and their service providers to change how they do business, deal with disparate data systems, and need to manage both office and remote-based employees. Introducing Instinctive. We have two markets that Instinctive is solving problems for: service providers, almost any company providing services to businesses, and direct to companies with 75 to 2,500 plus employees. Instinctive is a database of record, employee validated record. And so we keep all HR and employee data in sync, which is where we get our name. We're a proven solution with an increasing number of distributors, number of clients month over month. We're now up to over 90 companies, and we're driving revenues increasing every month over month. We're a white label platform with 4 product lines that are integrated but can be offered individually or in combinations that are depending on the problem we're solving. We have a great team of industry experts, 2 with successful exits. I'm one of them. And a product guy that's been through an IPO with Workday and an IPO with Viva Systems. So we've got a great team and ready to grow. We have a number of ways to make money. with 5 different revenue streams that drive revenues and monthly recurring revenues. By helping our distributors grow, we also win new distributors and grow within companies. An example of that is one of our new accounts that went live September 1 has 1.7 million members. They already they're on track for having 600 members on our system and $700,000 in premium on the platform by the end of the year. And they're growing substantially from there. Insyncta gets paid a percentage of revenue and for ACH and credit card transactions. As I mentioned, we're ready to ramp up our company with an investment, hire known key salespeople, implementation and customer success people to drive additional revenues and increasing monthly recurring revenues. We're almost at a break even, and I've invested over 2.3 million in convertible notes, and we're seeking 3 million in Series C preferred. Sorry for going a little bit over.
Does anybody have any quick questions of Gary?
Well,
Yes.
hey, Gary, this is Keith.
Hey,
You'd have
Keith.
to be crazy to invest in your company. Besides that inside joke. So you're not pre-revenue, you're at a cash flow break even right now. What's your annual growth rate forecasted for the next year or two?
Well, we're going to end up the year somewhere around 200,000 in annual revenue. Next year, we're projected to do just short of 2 million. And we have one account that we've been told we're going to win that's 15,000 employees, and that's going to get us to profitability. And
okay, and what valuation are you raising on?
3 million in convertible preferred Series C. And if we win this 15,000 person group, we go automatically to the Series A of 8 to 10 million.
Copy that. Thanks.
Yeah, no, we're in a great
Gary,
place. We're having fun.
Gary, you'll have to meet others in the chat because I'm going to have to move on. And thank you for pitching, though. Up next is David Culver, who I have the deepest respect for, one of the smartest guys in the startup ecosystem. Hello, David.
Hey, Mark, how you doing? Thanks. It's gonna be a love fest because I just love Mark and how excited and positive he is. And thanks for bringing this all together. I apologize for being gone for the last few weeks. Just simply, I'm happy your schedule has put it a little bit later for Eastern Standard Time because I couldn't make some of those events. But Dave Culver, I'm venture advisor for Propellant Ventures. We're a venture capital fund based out of Chicagoland. We invest in seed and pre-seed companies, and we're about to make our 6th and 7th investment probably this month. So we invest in Meta, future work, health tech, ed tech, fintech, and other cool stuff. So bold investing, powering the future. That's Propellant Ventures. That's one thing I do. The other thing I do, among many, is Venture Shot. So we are a strategic growth program, business incubator, and large investor network. So we help fund companies, but we also help them grow their revenue, get funded, scale their business. And so we do a lot of that and have a bunch of different companies. And since I couldn't get the companies here today, I'm just going to do three quick one sentence things. We've got 3 different companies. One is called Flyover Zone. It's raising its seed round of $3 million. We already have $1.725 million committed, and half of that in the door. And it is basically the AWS for airplane parts. So we have to track everything for airplane parts all the way back to birth. That's what that is. Reach out to me, investor-wise people. We've also got Flyover Zone, which is a meta/virtual world, basically allows time travel through history. And it is basically digitally created, the Parthenon, ancient Rome, all those, except how they looked then, not how they look now as ruins. And they're guided by the most advanced tours from all these specialties in archaeology, history, and architecture, et cetera. They've already raised $4.3 million non-dilutive funding, and it wasn't revenue. They've got 100K in revenue, but there is other ways to get money than just from VCs like ourselves and angels. They have a $3 million current round. They just started with their first presentation. They should be on the Startup Bright, I think on the 10th of this month. So I don't know if you guys mentioned that. And then the last one I'm going to bring up is Your Deal Source, which is raising. It has $600,000 left on an $850,000 round. Your Deal Source connects any of those business experts or consultants or whatever you want to call them with small businesses, not necessarily fast growth startups, small businesses in the $1 to $25 million range who need help and need to grow. And that company, I will try and get all three of those guys on here, Mark, eventually, so they can pitch themselves. But reach out to me if any of that's interesting, because those are all revenue producing companies. Thanks.
Great. I hope you can get them here. Thank you, David. I got to move on because and Shalom is going to be the last presenter of the night because just of the timing on the clock. Hello, Shalom. You're on mute still.
You are correct.
There we
Thanks
go.
for that.
All
Mark.
right.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for this evening. Has been fantastic. Pitch their startups. I hope I'm still clear. Can you hear me?
Let's see how it goes. You kind of were fading out for a second there. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Esca. Esca, in essence, is an online platform that enables business owners in emerging markets to increase customer loyalty, generate higher profit margins, and curb currency devaluation using decentralized finance. Over 83% of people in West Africa, specifically Nigeria, don't have savings. In fact, less than 3% of individuals in the country have savings worth just over $1,000. And businesses in the country can't actually do trade with the currency because the currency devalues at a rate of about 10.6% year over year. Now, how we're trying to solve that is to provide cash back, right, in a sense, for every transaction that is done by any of our vendors. So our product currently works in three ways. You have a point of sale integration, e-commerce platform integrations, and an API that can be customized for any use case, whether it be a marketplace or independent business owner. We've currently partnered with about 6 businesses, one being a bank in the country, another being an e-commerce platform. We have just over 108 independent businesses currently on the platform. We've generated just under $1 million worth of revenue. We've raised about $120,000 worth of pre-seed round. We were chosen to be a part of a docuseries for Amazon Prime last year, and we're also going to be taking part in a BBC docuseries later on this year. The company is headquartered in Ireland, but we have our branch in Nigeria, and our core focus is emerging markets. We are raising a pre-seed round to supplement what we raised last year of about 800,000 at a post money of 10.3. And we're looking to, number one, work with more partners. Any marketplace company who is interested in finding unique monetary ways to keep users on their platforms, as well as increase customer retention, and also anybody interested in understanding how emerging markets are exploding from a financial services aspect. My background is in data analytics and blockchain. Myself and our head of blockchain actually built a stable coin backed to the euro back in 2018, just before the massive first or second or third crypto winter, if you want. And so, that's our experience. And we've been doing this now pretty much since May. So since May, we've grown about 60% month over month. And we're on course to make about 100,000 in ARR by March of next year. And that's me. Thank you.
Very good. And the connection was clear once you got started. So thank you. Anybody that wants to meet with, and how's your first name pronounced? Is it Shalom?
It's Shalom.
It is
Yeah,
Shalom.
Hebrew,
Oh, I did have it right. Very good. Okay. So meet Shalom in the chat. Unfortunately, that's only going to be for a few more minutes because we're going to wrap up this event. I want to thank everybody. Oh my God, all of you for hanging in there to the end of our event. Thank you for continuing to come to these events. You guys are so amazing. And I thoroughly enjoy putting these on, really, because you all attend. And I love hearing how smart you all are, what all these great ideas are. And I encourage you to just continue to come back and support our founders that pitch. And for those of you that want to pitch, keep coming back because you're getting better and better week after week. Hopefully, we will be able to attract more and more investors as the event grows, our popularity soars. People are finding out about us and we are getting more participation. You'll be able to see a replay of this event on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. By the end of the weekend, we'll try and get it up. We're getting around 2,000 to 4,000 people to watch the replays. So we're getting a lot of momentum there. And if you haven't checked out our website yet, venturestarters.com, please go to our website. That's where you can you can register for all the events. That's where we make announcements. Also, our LinkedIn page, Venture Starters LinkedIn page, is great if you could follow us there. I saw Luke come in towards the end of the program. Luke, do you want to just say hi if you're still here for a second? He's one of the co-founders of this event.
Yeah, I really want to say that I'm sorry for arriving so late, and I would like to thank all the founders. I was the one who was communicating with a lot of them during the preparation of the event, and I would like to thank for all of them for coming. And I would also want to encourage them to come back, not only to pitch once, but to come back to other of our events, because this is a community, so it's not something that it's done like only once. Don't pitch only once and expect to get funded. You just come back and meet people, and basically you strengthen the relationship, and this is how it's done. It's not only once and you go out. Just come back and things will be done. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Mark.
And also, Luke is great at helping to build a community, and for startups that might need to build a community and momentum behind what you're doing, Luke is available to be hired to do some work to help you guys all out. Again, thank you, everybody. A big applause to all of you for showing up again. And we're going to have an event this Saturday if you're in the life science world. And then we will be back up next Wednesday. And when again, we're going to take a couple of weeks off for Thanksgiving and a couple of weeks off during Christmas and New Year's. But I'm expecting great things from this community. It's absolutely awesome. Again, great event. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye, everybody. You can also get a copy
Thanks,
of the
Mark.
chat. I believe you can also download a copy of the chat if you want to grab that information. Before we close out the event, I can keep it open for a couple of seconds here. Goodbye, everybody. Wonderful.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you so much.